What if I catch that horrible disease? Nowadays, we see many TV programs on health which provoke fear. They are made that way to catch people's attention. As our subconscious minds tend to react to the things related to our survival, marketers use our fear on survival to catch our eyes. This is the reason why we can see TV show hosts saying that certain symptoms might be the signs of cancer or we will get sick if we do not do certain things. I told you earlier that OCD patients have stimulated cingulated gyrus. This is the reason why they feel extreme fear and anxiety in everyday life and are constantly looking for the causes of such feelings. When the people in that state get information on terrible diseases from a TV show or a friend, they get to delude themselves that the fear and anxiety they have been feeling was due to the likelihood of catching such diseases. They will start to worry about getting sick. People automatically look for explanations for the things happening. This is the reason why they try to find explanations for their anxiety in real life. As it is easy to find the link between death and fear, our subconscious minds tend to choose shocking images related to our health as the answer. Our brain plays tricks on ourselves. As the fear we are feeling is too strong, it becomes hard for us to break away from our misunderstanding. Our minds focus on the things we find important. The more we try not to think about certain things, the more focused on those things our minds will become. This is the reason why we cannot help but pay attention when we come across the information which fuel our fear of diseases or pathological symptoms. It is almost like we are looking for such information involuntarily. A boy with a hammer will find everything he encounters needs pounding. We will look at everything around us as the sources of our anxiety when we are anxious. People's perception is selective. I suggest you to open your eyes and find all the things around you that are red in color. Red is the color which draws our attention, as it reminds us of blood. After finding all the red things around you, close your eyes and try to imagine the color blue. You will have a hard time doing so. As such, your health anxiety might be the result of selective information gathering related to your anxiety and fear. You can only see the things you want to see. They will become the most important things to you. Of course, as a precautionary measure, it is a good thing to learn and accept certain information on health to stay healthy. But if you get caught in your fear of getting sick, constantly thinking, what if I catch that disease? Every time you see TV shows on diseases, you will get health anxiety. You will suffer as if you were sick, even though your health is completely fine. Your intense fear will make it hard for you to break away from that delusion. I told you earlier that your OCD was caused by the weakest lid that was forced open in place of the stronger lids. I also told you that your OCD is the outlet you created for yourself to avoid facing the things you really fear. I will use these analogies again to help you understand better. There must be the point of failure that triggered your health anxiety. Maybe, you have failed to achieve social success you had expected. Maybe, there was a part of you which you wanted to hide even from yourself. Another anxiety you have to face is related to situations where you might fail to conceal your secrets. Like everyone else, you have your own fundamental fear hidden inside your mind. Because it is a dreadful thing to reveal this fear, you accepted the things you see on TV as the objects and causes of your anxiety. It is in human nature to try to find the reasons behind things happening as well as to connect them with the outcomes. There must have been some parts of yourself you wish to conceal. But you cannot conceal fear and anxiety from your body. This is the reason why you need to find and blame the things that are causing you to feel such feelings. The fear of dying from bad health is the reason you found. As the fear of death is the greatest fear human beings can feel, the connection you found was very effective. From then on, you experience all of your fear through the outlet named health anxiety you have created for yourself. It is the pain you chose as a substitute. Finding the real reasons behind your anxiety and creating the outlet to deal with them are so important to you that you can even endure the pain caused by doing so. If you get caught in this kind of trap, you might end up continuously asking questions about your health to someone close to you. You are likely to ask whether they think your health is fine. You might also ask questions to seek reassurance that you won't catch diseases you saw on TV. You will feel secured only after they provide you with the evidence of you being fine and reassure you of your good health. You lose control to make autonomous decisions. You become unable to trust yourself. If you were normal, you would have gotten over your fear as you know that the probability of the things you are being afraid of happening is extremely low. But now, it has become problematic because you cannot get over your fear. This is the reason why the lowest probability, the one close to 0.1%, of bad things happening, seems the same as 100%. You have lost your ability to assess the importance of the things surrounding you. It is like not being able to go aboard on a plane from the fear of a plane crash. It is no wonder a person who lost someone close to him/her from a plane crash has a hard time taking a plane, as that kind of an incident leaves strong emotional imprint on one's mind. It is a highly probable scenario. As your anxiety feels real to you, you feel that there is no other way to deal with it. However, if you keep asking questions to people around you, you will only become more dependent on them. After a while, you will need a new form of reassurance, because the logic they have been using will become obsolete. You will despair when they become unable to come up with the new evidences that can ease your mind. In this way, a vicious circle is created. The truth is that you will never be able to find the answer. This is because what you have been feeling is untrue. The reason you can ease your mind when people close to you give you reassurance is because you feel their empathy. It is because a momentary emotional outlet is created at that moment. Your anxiety is relieved when you feel people close to you empathize with your symptoms. This is why you feel better when your partner or mother provides you with an emotional outlet. It is because they shifted the broken gears on behalf of you. When you develop OCD, you get locked up inside the world you have created. You are unable to communicate with the outside world. Nobody can truly empathize with your pain. This is why you become increasingly isolated. It is because you choose to hide the emotions you are feeling instead sharing them. By hiding your desires, you will only end up suppressing your emotions even more. It will become more difficult for you to break away from your OCD. However, you must help yourself, even though you may develop obsessive behaviors in the process, not being able to solve your fundamental problems. The first step is to gain in-depth understanding on how your symptoms have developed. By doing so, you will gain power to stop them. The world is filled with uncertainties. There are things which might and might not happen. It is just the way the world is. No one can come up with the ultimate answer. No one can make a perfect plan, as no one has the ability to predict the future. We are living in an uncertain world. We live every moment amongst uncertainties. With our experiences, we convert uncertainties into certainties. This is the reason why we need to jump in and get drenched with the uncertainties around us. However, a person with health obsession gets caught in a vicious circle because she cannot accept uncertainties. Her fear on the things that should never happen is too strong to be digested. It brings about a symptom, and the symptom triggers other symptoms. You are in a continual loop. I told you that your OCD was created because of the blocked emotional outlet of yours. Your hardened up emotions are the things blocking it. It is because you have been overwhelmed with your fear. Your emotions are related to your desires. However, your hardened emotions have been making it hard for you to recognize your desires. You have been having trouble in understanding things on your mind. In this state, you cannot produce a normally functioning virtuous circle. You need to clearly understand the state you are in and change the way you think. Your thoughts are information and direction at the same time. With new information, you can change the direction your energy is projected. You have to understand that what you have been thinking is not true. You can forcibly create an emergency exit by making people close to you to emphasize with you and to reassure you. But that exit will not last long. This is the reason why you should stop lying to yourself. You must learn how to feel the things you want to do emotionally. You have to express them for the world to see. You have to stop concealing. If you continue to lie to yourself, you won't be able to trust yourself. This is how you lose trust in your own judgments. You have to accept that you will only live a life filled with lies by concealing. You have to start to make autonomous judgments and take responsibilities. You have to be aware of the fact that your fear is just an illusion. You have to jump into your fear. You will regain confidence if you repeatedly experience that you can be safe even if surrounded by the things you fear. You will get to understand that you are stronger than what you think of yourself. You have the ability to take responsibilities. To do this, you have to let go of your faiths and principles holding you back. It is impossible to live up to all of your faiths and principles. You tend to stop trying if you cannot do something perfectly. You feel anxious if you find 0.1% of mistakes. Your life will be a living hell if you continue to lock yourself in the prison of perfectionism. I recommend you to follow the rule of 70%. It is about taking an action if you are 70% sure about something. It is about giving things a go. In real life, a 70% chance is a probability good enough for you to try and to hold yourself responsible for taking an action. Likewise, you need to form a habit of gauging the probability of the things you are worried about happening. It is sensible to worry about the things which are 70% likely to happen. Your anxiety for those things are necessary for prevention. You also have to choose the things on which to focus and spend energy. You must only do the things important to your current life. They also have to be at least 70% important. We have to focus on and pay attention to those things only. You will also have to accept that you can never be perfect. The world is not a perfect place anyways. You have to admit that most of the things that make up your life are unpredictable. You don't even know what is going to happen in the next hour. This is the way our lives are. You have to accept that our life are made fun and meaningful by uncertainties. I mentioned earlier that OCD patients tend to feel anxious because of uncertainties. You will never be assured of your health. You may or may not catch those diseases on TV. This is what makes you feel anxious, because you want the probability of not catching the disease to go down to 0%. I will repeat again, we can get sick anytime. You have to face that fact. We can even die anytime. That also is the truth. From the day we were born, we have been living with a chance to get sick. We don't exactly know what is going to happen in 10 minutes and we will never be able to control the future. Even so, we have been reacting appropriately to the things happening to us. We will continue to do so. So, it is okay. We cannot control the things yet to happen. We are constantly changing uncertainties into certainties living our lives. We can start to react when an event takes place. From then on, we can start to worry, prevent, and solve the issues we have to solve. We don't have control on the things which may or may not happen. We can only control our reactions. This is the only truth that you have to accept. Truths have power. If you get to grasp the truth, you will not be afraid anymore. You have been feeling scared and anxious only because you have trusted the lies. I've seen many patients easing their scared minds in the process of accepting the truth and letting go of their old beliefs. It was because they took incorrect information. It is about accepting that living life among uncertainties is a natural thing to do. We should live our lives like playing a game, soaking ourselves in the waves of uncertainties. We won't have any fun if we just watch other people playing their games, being scared of the waves. We have to throw ourselves into uncertainties, face reality every moment, and feel joy and happiness in the process. By doing so, we will get to enjoy our lives. What you have to understand is that you have already lived through uncertainties. It is just that you are having hard time accepting a certain type of uncertainties. You have to keep in mind that you are here only because you have lived through uncertainties. You have to trust your ability. You also have to believe that you are safe. By doing so, you will learn to accept the uncertainties hard for you to accept and finally reach safety. You can start right now. Jump into the sea of uncertainties. You have to understand that life is meaningful only because such uncertainties exist.